Hi everyone, Michael from Teams by Design. We've just recently launched our after-hour phone service. What that means for you is we can now answer your phone calls from 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and all day Saturday and Sunday. We can help you with inquiries such as property inquiry, leasing inquiry, maintenance support, and new business inquiries. So please make sure you head to teamsbydesign.com, leave your information, we'll arrange a Zoom and catch up and show you how we can help you through this.
Hi everyone, it is Darren Hunter here and I'm with Deniz, Yusuf. We are Inspired Growth Training and we're here for our PM Growth Expert Show. We have a very wonderful special guest, Sophie Lyon, all the way from Jealous Craig. Now, Sophie, you're department head of Jealous Craig. I didn't actually write that down before, but you're department head with Jealous Craig, correct? In Melbourne?
Yeah, I'm a director of Jealous Craig Hawthorne. Okay. And also, if you want the full title, is General Manager of Property Management.
There you go. I'm sorry, I didn't even write that down before. We got that out of the way. We know you're really, really good at property management. But before we get into our special edition today, which is our Grow 100 Challenge, I just want to say, Sophie, I found out the other day that we're of the same age. Now, you just look like you're in your early 30s. I would never have thought that you and me, probably at the same age, were singing the Purple People Eater at primary school way back in the 70s. I never would have thought that we were probably in the same year doing that. But anyway, welcome. And just for everybody, before we get
just outed my age, like to a whole lot of people.
Great way to start a podcast, I say.
It is. But before I hand the reins over to Deniz, who's going to help this, I guess for everybody knowing, with our PM Growth Expert Show, we've got a new challenge on, and it works a bit like this. And probably I got the inspiration. Everyone's seen Bear Grylls on TV. He's that commando guy. He gets dropped on some tropical island. He's got no food. He's got no water. He's got nothing. I think he's only got a knife, and he has to survive with the only knowledge that he has to get off the island alive. And I thought, what a great idea. So, Sophie, before we get into it though, I just want to let everybody know that we do have, and a lot of people don't realize, we do have some training available if you want to grow your rent roll. We're only going to be going through 3 strategies today, but Deniz, we've put together 30 key rent roll growth strategies, and we've got it on a USB. Now, we are giving away the USB for free. All you need to do is just pay for postage for us to get it to you. And Deniz is around about, 2 hours training on here. We actually give around about 44 ways to grow your rent roll.
Yeah, over 2 hours. It was, quite intense training.
It's genuine training. It will, if you implement it, we'll learn to put in you'll get thousands of quality leads out of it, of course, if you implement. But just to get your USB in the post, because there's so much data on here, we've got to post it to you. Just go to pmgrowthexperts.com. That's pmgrowthexperts.com and order your free training there. Now, back to Sophie. So, okay, Sophie, this is a Grow 100 Challenge. I've already discussed this. We've laid down the rules, and they are very simple. Is that, let's say that, Sophie, you decide that you want to go out on your own and you start up your own small business. You're going to be working from home. You got really 0 to no budget. And knowing what you now know with how many years in property management?
Well, considering you just told everyone how old I am, I can actually say how many years it is. So it's 31 next year.
31, wow. So you've been in it longer than me.
I was 9.
31 years. So knowing what you now know, how would you be able to grow 100 properties in the next 12 months? And we said, what 3 strategies would you use? So Deniz?
Look, before you get into those 3 strategies, firstly, if I knew that I had to feel like I'm part of an island and be unshaved, I shouldn't have had a shave, because yesterday I had full growth. I could have felt like the grizzly bear, Great analogy, and I love this style, and I'm looking forward to this series, Darren. Now, Sophie is very well known in the industry, very well known throughout Australia, New Zealand, and the United States as well. She's been over there quite a few times and attended events there as well. So And I'm grateful to have met Sophie back in 2013, and then 2014, I visited the office, did 2 days of training. One of my first clients, July 2013, I was in your office, Sophie. That's crazy. 2 days.
Yeah, I know. That is a long time ago.
It has. Now, you know, when you're on an island, you want to get stuck with, you know, it'd be nice to have some alcohol when you're stuck there. You know, nothing like a slippery nipple cocktail or something like that. But I
or
did
a Fajella vodka.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I want to talk about, because I came to your house. I got to meet your amazing husband. We were talking about kitchen renovations and stuff. And I thank you for the update of the kitchen. That's
fine. It's my pleasure.
7 years later, it's still going, but that's cool. Now, I want to bring this vodka up because we had beautiful Chinese for dinner, Darren, and no, it was Indian.
It was Indian, yeah.
It was Indian. Anyway, I had this, and Sophie was so excited to share this special vodka. Mm-hmm. Now, we won't talk about who gave us the vodka because it was a special gift from a special friend that the three of us know very, very well as well.
Yes.
And she was so happy to share this vodka with me. And, you know, poured for me, gave me the shot. I nearly spat it out as quick as it hit the lip. It was absolutely disgusting. So that's where I would rather a slippery nipple on an island if I'm stuck there versus having that vodka. But look, hospitality was great. And 7 years later, we're still here. You've spoken at 2 of our conferences.
Yep. Yeah.
And we've got you earmarked to speak at another one, which is really exciting.
Oh, but, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, yes. But look, you've got so much to give. And thanks again. This is also your second session with us. We did one previously last year.
All about purchasing rent rolls. It was really good.
Oh, yeah.
I think I can't even remember the number, but it's a PM Growth Expert series. So just go back into the series and look for Sophie Lyon again. And we went right into all of your experience about all those rent rolls that you've purchased with the businesses you've worked with over a long period of time. There's a massive learning curve when you buy a rent roll.
And there's not much around. So I refer a lot of people to listen to that one. So it goes to show the diversity that you've got, Sophie. Today we're focusing on growth, right? In a different way. So, you know, I'm excited to hear what your 3 strategies are as well. So yeah, over to you. Let's bring it on. What's that first thing that you would work on?
Look, before I start on the 3 things, I think if you're gonna open up your own business, you need to be incredibly passionate, and you need to go out and just take no prisoners, fearless, Kill Bill kind of attitude that, you know, you're just going to nail it the whole way, and not be afraid to take chances. And I think that's probably the most important thing. So just throw everything out, and just be really open to any opportunities that might come your way. But little to no budget. I think probably the most important thing to me anyway, and I know everyone's going to look at this slightly differently, but to actually get your profile up. It's the same as in sales, and when you're trying to lease a property, you can't sell a secret. So you need people to be aware that you're there, and that you're in business, and what it is that you can do for them. But you've got to figure out the most cost-effective ways to communicate with people and let them know that you're around. Now, Facebook can actually be quite expensive to put out any kind of, especially targeted marketing on Facebook. So if you have a way that you can do that very cost effectively, then that would obviously be a good way to go. But push things out on LinkedIn, push things out on your Instagram, and encourage people to jump in and connect with you. But going back to old school, and like I said, I've been in this game for a while, so there are some things that actually they continue to deliver good results. And 2 of those are release boards or publicity boards, and also letterbox drops. Both of those things you can get done relatively cheaply, especially letterbox drops, and having some kind of a message or an offer that you can provide to people around what it is that you can do for them, or if you're prepared to put an offer out there like not charging anybody commission for the first month, or charging them a half letting fee, or not charging them advertising. Something that's going to turn people's heads and get them interested in getting in contact with you and giving you their property. The good part but the good part about letterbox drops as well is do them yourself. Wander up and down the street and talk to people when you're letterbox dropping. There were two very friendly guys who were walking up and down my street recently, and I passed them twice while I was walking my dog, and they're like, "Hi, how you going? Chat." Then I got home and I realised what they were letterbox dropping was actually they had started up their own real estate company. I'm like, hang on, don't talk to me. You're in competition with me. Go away. But I didn't realise at the time, and if I had have been someone who was perhaps in the market, I would have looked at that and gone, well, they were actually nice people to chat to, so I might give them a call about my property.
So Sophie, on that, I'm all about, part of the strategy that Darren was talking about in the 40 odd keys that we've got is letterbox drops, police signs, and door knocking. Actually getting out there and letterbox drops is great, and I'm all for it. But one thing that I've been pushing for quite a few years now is actually door hangers. So, those people that are fearful of door knocking, give them door hangers, because they've actually then got to go, so if you're a boss, give your team door hangers and have a call to action, like you're saying, on the door hanger as well. And you can have a call to action on police signs, which is stuff that we trained on in our last session, Darren. Where I showed examples of some agencies that we've got, and they've got, instead of just putting leased in 5 days.
I agree on the 30 PM secrets on that. With the USB, you've got some good examples on there. But again, just to make a mention, we mentioned door hangers as well, because our USA counterparts legally can't actually put flyers into people's mailboxes, because the mailboxes are owned by the government. It's actually legally owned by the government, not private property. So that's where we certainly do encourage the door hangers instead.
Yeah, but what Sophie's saying there that really catches my attention is those two people that were walking the street, and we all should be out there in the community. You're talking about connection. They connected with you, right? And you're talking about, you've got to have a presence, and it's in the community so you can connect with people. And walking the streets, you actually doing it versus paying someone is giving you the opportunity to connect. Everyone knows Dennis the Menace has got a Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson, Tim the Taylor, Brooke Taylor guy, like he had the neighbour, Mr. Wilson. Two people that know everyone in the street. When you walk the streets, you want to meet those people in the gardens. So I think that is great advice just there. And people, you spoke about those full lease signs, but you brought something to my attention I've never thought of before, Sophie. Where do you put the police signs if you've got no business? Come on.
Well, I put down, called it leverage relationships. So I think you go and attack anybody that you possibly can in your area who you know. So it might be a friend, it might be your local milk bar or something like that, local scout group, anything along those lines. But yeah, I would have no shame in going and knocking on my friends' doors going, can I whack a board out the front? Now, I'm not necessarily talking about a police board, but it can just be a publicity board, which is saying, look, here I am, I'm in the area, with your offer, or even just an acknowledgement of you as an agent and what the name of your agency is. Because you want that, you want to get talked about. And you want to be present. I'd be standing out the front next to the board going, me.
That's great. And adding value, obviously, you want to, if you're out on your own, whether you're property management only or you've got a salesperson, having property management on site on a for sale board when they're doing an open home. That's gold. I've done that with quite a few people I've trained, and it's, a lot of people have actually just stopped because they've had a problem with their property manager, and there's a property manager on site available to speak at a home open.
Absolutely.
So, it brings more people through the home open as well. The salespeople are going to be happy, and then you get to meet them. So it's all about connecting. So that's great. So okay.
Well, I guess one of the things that you could do as well, just picking on one of your points, rather than a message or an offer, perhaps you can put something in there. It's a little bit of information about what's going on in the market in the area. Being of value, I think, is incredibly important. And maybe even putting on there that if you need independent advice about something that's going on with your property, please feel free to give me a call. Because if you become a bit of a voice for those people or a trusted expert for those people, then they're more likely to either refer you over or bring a property to you if they're comfortable with what you're telling them versus what their existing agent's telling them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like how you word like an independent, like, so which is very valuable as well. You're offering to help. You're a service that's out there that's offering to help. Yep. And nothing's for free these days, unfortunately. Well, that's the mindset people think. So we need to promote it. Okay, so you've got the boards, you've got the letterbox drops or the door hangers. You're walking the street. You
say it like that.
You're like a politician putting signboards out the front of all your family and friends' houses, which is gold. I think that's brilliant. If you're in a farm area, you go knock on the farmer's door, introduce yourself and say, hey, can I put a sign? I'm a new startup business. People want to help. Small business, people want to help. So give them a gift, whatever. I think that's great. So okay, what else? So how else can we be more present?
I would say as soon as you have a result, so as soon as you've got your first property and you've leased your first property, you need to talk up something that was impressive about that actual result. So whether you leased it in one inspection, whether you leased it to the very first applicant, you might have had 7 applicants and it might have taken you 7 inspections, but it was your first accepted one or good application. Your first, we didn't even have to advertise. We found this person through our own connections. Whatever angle you can take, I'd be publicising that, because that again will make people sit up and go, oh, gee, my property's still vacant and they're saying that they leased this on the first open for inspection or whatever it might be. And you can, there's damn lies and statistics, as they say. So I'm quite sure that you can kind of leverage something in there.
Yeah, I think it's great. We call it proof statements.
Proof statement,
if you've had 7 inspections and you only got an application on the 5th inspection, and that was the one that was approved, you could actually say first application approved.
Absolutely.
Manipulate that statistic in your favour.
Yep.
You're not lying. So you don't say that it took the 5th viewing. You say first application. And another proof statement to add to that, because I think it's really important. These are your points of differences right here as your proof statements. If you've received, 10 applications and only 1 was approved, right? The others may not have, they won't even meet your standards. It's okay for you then to mark it 90% of the applications were denied.
Yeah.
So you're highlighting, because we are strict with our processes, etc. So and the idea is you want to market that. Darren, you can jump in here in a second, because I know that this licks your lips when you start talking about pain points, because whatever the pain point is in your area at the time, you want to highlight that. So if there's a lot of bad tenancies going around, people are struggling to find the right tenant, you want to highlight that you're really strict in those areas. I mean, how does it work, Darren, in working on proof statements in pain points?
Hi everyone, Michael from Teams by Design. We've just recently launched our after-hour phone service. What that means for you is we can now answer your phone calls from 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and all day Saturday and Sunday. We can help you with inquiries such as property inquiry, leasing inquiry, maintenance support, and new business inquiries. So please make sure you head to teamsbydesign.com, leave your information, we'll arrange a Zoom and catch up and show you how we can help you through this.
Well, I think, we're certainly using social media and things like that. Firstly, it is so now, we are just so good now at choosing what we're not going to watch, okay, or what we're not going to partake in. Our brains are just now, very selective and know very good. I won't be looking at that. And maybe we might do that 99 times in our mind, but we will, out of the 99, we'll choose one thing that we're going to partake and we're going to watch. And the way the brain works in general, and I guess challenge for everyone that's listening to this show, think about yourself. And when you're on social media, you're going through your feed, what did you actually stop on that got your attention? It's easy to know what you ignore, but what did you actually stop on? And more often than not, it was a issue that you're struggling with and a possible solution, because when we're in pain, your mind automatically is looking for a solution, and your subconscious mind starts scanning and looking around visual periphery of anything that's in your visual periphery that could be a solution to the pain that you've got. And the bigger the pain, the bigger the solution your mind is looking for. So one of our favorite sayings is, you've got to get good at knowing what goes on in the bedrooms of your clients. Now, what do we mean by that? Simply that what it means is that when your ideal client, their head hits the pillow, what's stressing them the most? What is keeping them awake? What is the anxiety that they're wrestling with that won't let them go to sleep? That's their biggest pain point they're looking for a solution for. So if we have, particularly in the market, it could be, I just helped with a client recently with some ads up in Queensland, and Christmas time's coming, and where, the vacancy rates are strong, but come Christmas time, for 2 weeks, things go quiet. So what do you do during that possible time? And that's a pain point for some owners. So what we did in the subject line, we just simply had Christmas time's coming, and here is how we successfully rent property if your rental property is vacant during this time. Well, where's that effect? Mm-hmm. We're tapping right into the pain point. All right, the fear that people have that's keeping them awake, specific to that market in that regional town of Queensland. So pain points is really the only thing that we can grab people's attention with these days, and everything else is technically going to get ignored.
I think
so there's a little lesson for everybody.
Yeah, it's interesting where this podcast is going. First, Sophie's accused of walking the streets. Then Darren's talking about what's going on in the bedrooms. So let's keep going on. I think this is exciting. We've got some really good tips that are coming through. And, the proof statements, I think, are amazing. I think they are very valuable. We do a lot of secret shopping, and we look for the client experience for the agencies that we're doing secret shopping on. And we ask them what their points of differences are. We've got our wording, we're using real owners, etc., real people that are calling. And a lot of them, would you believe, and in one particular area, they all said the same thing. They all said, they only manage a certain number of properties, and the number of properties over 9 of the offices was the same number. Mm-hmm. So that's not a proof statement. So when you can lease properties in a short period of time, or the number of applications, or how many days on market, it's all about you proving that you're leasing properties quicker, that you're saving owners money for using you, not about the fee you're charging. So I love proof statements.
I'd like to just jump back, Deniz, and just jump in here, because the main big 3 pain points of the ideal client that you're typically trying to reach at that time is that they've likely just got a property that's coming vacant, whether they've bought it, they've got a settlement date coming, and they're stressing. In most cases, they are likely going from 0 to 1 property, so they've never rented their property before. This is particularly the case in Australia. I know in the United States, owners of 10, 15, 20, 30 properties is very common, but 70% of owners that own property here in Australia own 1 property. Yep. So they're stressed, but the main 3 pain points that you generally can focus on is they want the best rent with the best tenant in the shortest possible time, and they're stressing about that. So if your proof statements feed into that, then we are going to get their attention, and they're going to want you over your competitors.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, really cool. Okay, so what other proof statements would you be throwing out there? And where would you push that out? Like, I suppose the same online areas that's in your marketing.
Well, either online or just just keep hitting your target market, the farm area that you want to concentrate on. So just keep hitting them with more information. So, okay, I've started up now, 100% of my properties are leased. You might only have 2. Zero vacancy rate, tenants waiting, whatever it might be. But one of the things that you mentioned before was around the number of applications that you've got. One of the other tricky little things that you can do is look for people who are privately renting at the moment and actually target those people. They're about to have a vacant property. Yep. So, if you're ringing up for a reference, oh, by the way, I'm a startup business, really keen for you, can I help you? What have you got to lose?
Actually, I'll just jump in here too, just for our listeners and our viewers. We just emailed out everyone today 10 things that you can actually put inside a private owner information pack.
Yep. So
email me, Darren at igtmail.com. No, I didn't give Michael's email address out, Deniz. So Darren at igtmail.com. And I'll give you, and I'll just give you that email with the 10 things that you can be placing in an information pack. I think, Deniz, and in the email, we talk about how you really crack the code here. It's not about selling your services, but being their trusted advisor as they go out and try and secure a new tenant for their property.
Yeah, well, it's exactly the same thing what Sophie was saying. It's about being that advisor for anyone and offering that assistance. And the strategies that we use to train all of our BDMs out there, and like what Darren has said in the email, is it's about offering help. It's providing a service, providing a private owner service. And can I also add to that, I think Michael Sands is going to be very impressed that you gave your email away.
Well, I do have to say it, because if we're talking about pain points and things like that in educational videos, Michael's to put together that guide of 100 different topics that you could be doing in educational videos. So just to email Michael for that one, that's Michael at igtmail.com. That's Michael at igtmail.com, and ask for your 100 topics for educational videos, and he'll get that out to you.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Sophie, so much information that we're giving here. So we're talking about being present online, being present in your local area, connecting with people. We're talking about adding proof statements and how to, Darren's jumped in and helped in how to target for those proof statements as well. And all of this is free, right? You can jump into LinkedIn and put stuff out there.
Yep.
Facebook, you can create a page, Instagram page, TikTok as well. Wherever you need to jump into, you can do it.
Do you need to do a dance on TikTok though?
No, not at all.
No?
You should see my latest TikTok is me watching a barista actually pour this amazing picture. I'm going to share it to Facebook. It's so special what he's done. I think it's great. I'm sure there's a lot of people dancing on TikTok, all drinking, slippery nipples, or Feijoa vodka, whatever the case. But I actually have espresso martinis on my TikTok, would you believe? Now, so online, like there's so many free avenues to be top of mind, isn't there? And I really love that you're talking about the connection and being present in front of people, and you even said go out and walk the streets yourself. What else? The proof statement is great. What's a third option? Where would you go next?
Well, jumping back to the leveraging of relationships, it's not just about having people that you can put fleece boards on and or even sort of promotional boards or anything like that, but it's also being able to maybe find people that can help push you into different areas that perhaps you don't have easy access to yourself. So people might have they might know organisations or groups that you can go and get in front of and talk to, whether it's like Rotary or something along those lines. People have these connections that until you actually start talking to them and ringing them up and saying, hey, I'm starting up my own business, we've been friends for a long time, where do you think you can get me? You just don't know what might open up there. So I think that's exactly. So however you want to phrase it, it's just different ways of getting people who know you to actually promote you and get you in the door of, you never know, someone might know a client who happens to have a whole lot of properties, who's relatively dissatisfied or work for a company that has an arm that does that. Until you ask the question, you just don't know which way you can go.
Until you ask. It's exactly right. You know, if you don't ask, you never know. It's the very first time I remember I actually asked. I used to do presentations. I'd go to the property and I was too scared to ask for the business. I was never taught. I didn't know what to do, as everyone does. We're scared. We fear being rejected, so we don't ask. The first few times I used to go and send a letter when I come back and give them a follow-up call. Hopefully they'd call me or answer the phone. But if you don't ask them, how do you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really good tip is, you know, picking up the phone and saying, guys, it's my turn. I owned fruit trucks. I was the person everyone was happy to call and say, can you help me move? People, when it was my time to move, I was not scared to say, my turn. So if you're starting up your business, it's okay to ring up and say, my turn. I need you to help me, you know, and get in front of anyone. Rotary is a great example. B&I's become guest speakers at them, or, you know, Chamber of Commerce's and other ones. Women in business is a big area too. There's women in business groups that are coming around.
Get in front of, you know, maybe even like HSC students or something like that HSC, there you go, there's an age breaker there. You know, get in front of the graduating year 12s at some of the local schools and talk to them about, okay, if you want to go out and you want to rent a property, here's some of the things that you can do to make yourself attractive to a landlord. Here's some of the pitfalls you need to be aware of. I would think that there'd be a lot of parents who would have kids that were going off to university, either, you know, in the city or perhaps interstate or something like that. And they're a little bit concerned about, they can go and help them get set up, but what do they know about renting the property thereafter?
Or the ramifications.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So quite easily go and just do a little bit of a information session on that. You know, whether it nets you anything straight away, maybe not, but a lot of these strategies might not get you anything straight away. They might be sort of long-term, slower build things. But I would think that if you're the more avenues you go down, the more likely you are to be able to find people who've got properties who are happy to give them to you, rather than just concentrating on one particular stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, information nights you can throw in there, getting all of those businesses together, the strategic alliances. You know, what's interesting is taking that Kill Bill attitude, right? When you're a new business person, you're jumping in and you're ringing everyone and asking for help. A brand new accountant is going to have the same attitude. A brand new mortgage broker in the area is going to have the same attitude. Your photographers, all those new tradespeople, all the new businesses. You need to align yourself with, surround yourself with all of those people and form your own group and help each other, you know, and get hungry together. So, you know, so much passion can be, you know, thrown into a room of ideas of helping each other out. It really will give you that Kill Bill attitude. I mean, Kill Bill was more than one movie, right? They had too much to fit into one.
This is true. Yes.
Yeah. So there was two volumes.
Yes. There was a lot of violence, a lot of machete action.
Movies I haven't seen either.
I'm just going with you know, the drive and the passion and
I think they're Tarantino movies, aren't they? But that's about all I know.
They are Tarantino movies, hence why I've watched them. And Darren, they actually had to make a lot of the scenes black and white because it was too gruesome.
Gory.
That was going to be X-rated.
Oh, really?
So they had to make it black and white to bring it down to the
R rating. TV series I'm watching at the moment, The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead is calm compared to it's cool. But
along the lines of Ozark, if you've been watching that. Oh my Lord.
What is that?
Ozark.
Oh, yeah.
Serious violence in that one. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so I think it's really important. I think you've brought up some awesome tips there as well. I think, you know, it's a lot of strategies, like you're saying, they don't happen overnight. You know, even if you run an information night, you're not necessarily going to get business straight away, but it's down the track. You're remembered, you're recognised as that market leader, that expert. Having the police sign, well, not police signs, but having those signboards everywhere, like an election. You know, maybe don't start your business during an election period.
Yes, good tip.
Because you want your signs noticed, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's really good. And just to add something to it, you know, we've spoken a little bit about social media and stuff. You know, would you jump out there and get into video?
Yeah. Of course, you'd have to have a website to host it on, but I'm assuming that we've already done that part. But yeah, doing videos, again, information videos about, well, in Victoria at the moment, you've got a plethora of things that you could do videos on. We were just about to go into the change of legislation. So you could do a whole lot of like little videos about that and just talk to people about what's going on. So again, it's that trusted advisor, it's that information, it's that, you know, you're already building a relationship with people before you even know them. So then they ring you and they're like, oh, I watched this video, I've got a question about it. It's like, oh, cool, okay. So you've got a more relaxed entry point, I guess, rather than them thinking, oh, I've got to call her and she's going to, you know, talk to me about she wants to list my property and blah, blah. No, you can just say, well, by all means, give me a call if you've got any questions, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, allay your concerns. There's so much that you can do, I think, going into that uncertainty, that, you know, it's a massive opportunity, I think.
Yeah, look, they've watched the video, they've obviously liked what you've said, that they feel like they can trust you.
Yes.
You know, so they've made the call. So you're already on the front foot. It's not a cold lead anymore. You don't know it yet because they've called you, but they've already confirmed. They're just confirming that they like you when you know you're on that phone call. And it really does put you in the forefront of people's minds. Yeah, so yeah, that's awesome. You know, some amazing tips there. I think it's great. Covered a lot of diversity, from alcohol to walking the streets and to movies and TV shows, as well as real estate. We added real estate into our mix. I think that's great.
All right, guys, let's look at wrapping this up. Just again, a quick reminder to everybody. Again, Deniz, what can I say? You signed up 900 properties or doors over a 4-year period in a country town of no more than 23,000. I mean, those numbers are already insane that you've achieved that, and you've put all your strategies on here. Now, we got 30 PM secrets, actually around about 44. One in particular on here, Deniz, again, if people just make a simple change in the back end of their property marketing portal, you found an extra 80 quality leads a month just from doing that. So look, the training is free. Just go to pmgrowthexperts.com. That's pmgrowthexperts.com. We're only asking you to pay the $15 for postage to get this to you. This training is worth well over $1,000. And of course, if you implement it, oh my goodness me, it's going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So thank you so much, Sophie. Real pleasure. You're a lady that we have so much respect for. And of course, the industry has so much respect for you too. You are very gracious in the way that you do property management. Sometimes I think, oh my goodness me, the stuff that's the issues and stuff that you would just eat happily for breakfast is something that would blow most people down. So, you know, you're a lady we have much respect for. Thank you so much. And thank you again to our viewers and our listeners as well. Yeah, we'll see you everyone in the next episode. So
thank you, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you. All the best.